It's the National Football League. It's a special Friday edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Houston Texans taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
This is the NFL on EA Sports as we join you from the so-called Space City, Houston, Texas. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Houston. Nico Collins, 75 yards. And the Texans will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Wow, first play of the game, CD, 75 yards. These people, they haven't even filed in yet from the tailgate lots.
Everyone talks about starting out fast. Everyone talks about getting explosive type plays. That was absolutely a thunderbolt. And on the defensive side, he spent all week.
We are in the first quarter. We get you back to the action to see how this defense can do on this upcoming drive. Now Ward throwing to start the drive. Pass is caught by Wan'Dale Robinson. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Ward. His throw incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Well, when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big...
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. That's how you run the screen right there. The defenders get out of place, and then there's a lot of room to maneuver for your running back.
That's because all the defenders, or I should say the bulk of the defenders, were chasing the quarterback. Great disguise, great fake, got the screen out there, turned into a large gain.
They'll set up to throw. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Torres. Touchdown! From a yard out. And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Not even 2 minutes into this football game, already we've had 2 scores.
You know how much I like to read about teams of old, right? The teams of yesteryear. There were some teams.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A give up the middle to right, taken down at the 42.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Ward now, looking to throw on 2nd down. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. To throw is Ward. Throwing on 1st down. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a 1st down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw, and his throw's going to be incomplete. As we thought they might do here in week 2 of the preseason, they've left their starting quarterback out there for this second quarter, but I would imagine we will not see him after halftime.
Yeah, this is the time of year you've got to get your backup some reps and make sure you protect your starting quarterback.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Back to throw. Ward. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it off.
I'm going to show you, man.
And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. Wow, this one, it is getting out of hand early. They add a pick 6 to the ledger now. 3-score lead still in the first half.
And all that celebrating that you see and hear from those defenders is...
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball. 3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On 3rd down, here's a run by Wright. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
The guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. loosened up defense, going to pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised him a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied to it and stopped him well short of a first down.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This will be fielded at the 17. And they can't bring him down. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. This is caught, and he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. They'll try to run this one in. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Texans are able to add on to that lead.
And maybe that's the magic touch right there. They didn't use him at all in the first half, at least running the football. But here they entrust him with some work down in the red zone, and he responds.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. First and 10. Here's Levis. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
And that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Levis sets up to throw here. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Levis on third down. Under pressure, and down he goes. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And this returnable for Sims. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 54 yards on the punt, 12 on the return. And the Texans will take over. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. Right now, everything... They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete.
Finding room at midfield. He's still on his feet. Inside the 10.
Touchdown, Houston. A big play there. He scored on the ground and through the air.
And the Texans will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third.
Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who is a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big
Second half action, and this defense still pitching a shutout as we drop you back into the action. They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Back now here on EA Sports. And
that's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Chris Barnes.
And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on.
They'll run on first down.
Colbert. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line.
A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Right back to him on first down. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. And they'll indeed take a knee. And they will take a knee here.
Well, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
They'll run here on 3rd and goal. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
And they would not be denied on the ground, powering it in just one play after they got stopped short.
And how about how many tight ends are on the field? Because in today's NFL, we think of the tight end more as a pass catcher. But this group, they tell them you've got to be able to run block.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Now Levis.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball. For
a 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted.
And the Texans are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. Well, this game was already decided, Charles, let's be honest. But now another feather in the cap of this defense as they pick him off for the 2nd time.
You're right about that. Things have been going pretty well for them.
That one looks like he'll throw here.
And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. He'll air this one out deep for Sims.
And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally, because here they are in the final moments of the 4th, putting another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead.
I'm not a big believer in 110%, but it certainly applies here, doesn't it? Because some guys just can't go with less. As long as there's time left.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mention in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Texans as we say so long from Houston.
It's Madden NFL Football. It's a special Saturday night edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Houston Texans taking on the San Francisco 49ers.
This is the NFL on EA Sports as we join you from the so-called Space City, Houston, Texas. Nothing on the scoreboard, 0-0 as the offense gets ready to take over the football. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Nico Collins, 54 yards. And the Texans put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for. I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. The sack goes to Chris Barnes.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And taken right at the 35. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Buying time to his left. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when he decided not to throw it on first down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the first down yardage. But it's only second and short. So that run is still...
A leap in. He's got it. He got it. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. A great effort there. 27 yards.
And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now.
And they'll run the option to start the drive.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11.
Boy, the pursuit there, terrific from the linebacking core.
Oh, it certainly was, because so many times on an option play, you'll see a linebacker make a beeline for the quarterback and then zip, one cut, and he's grasping at air. But this time, he locked in on him the whole way, took an excellent angle, and his grasp came up with the quarterback.
The throw over the middle taken in. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. 3rd and 7 now.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Here's Purdy now on 3rd and goal.
And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down.
Here's Tommy Townsend now
as he's on to punt for San Francisco. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here.
Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for...
They'll look to throw now on 1st down.
He'll let this go deep for Collins.
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Houston.
Nico Collins
ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And the Texans take a 3-touchdown lead. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball, or are we cool to do it here in football, pardon me?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's it.
Time now to to see what this defense can do. Second quarter as the offense starts out 1st and 10. They start on the ground with McCaffrey.
And he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Purdy will set up to throw it here.
He finds his man, complete. It's McGee. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now they got to get to the line quickly.
They go play action here, Purdy. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Purdy.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Third down, here's McCaffrey.
And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down.
It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down.
As much as I praise teams for being true to who they are, in this situation, I wonder if maybe they outguessed themselves a little bit. 3rd down, seemed like an obvious passing situation. They chose to run it and didn't get anywhere close to the 1st down.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He's going to try and go deep again. That's caught inside the 20. And he gets it down deep into San Francisco territory. A huge play there for Houston. 49 yards.
Everything's been going right here in this one. This offense, they've been in complete control from the outset. And here's another big play. These kind of routes have been open all game long, and they continue to take advantage.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
He'll drop to throw. And it's caught.
And the Texans are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Oh, nice job there putting the ball right in the doorstep of the goal line. Couldn't quite get in to pay dirt, but he got awfully close. Let's see if they can cash it in over the next couple of plays.
And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass.
They'll drop to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans.
Nico Collins.
A 1-yard touchdown reception.
And the Texans are able to stretch out their lead. The partner, he has carried them.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Purdy looking to throw on first down here.
Incomplete.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line.
Off the option, here's McCaffrey.
And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. As we surmise, Charles, most of the starting units still out there for this third quarter. First time this preseason that they played into the second half.
And that's by design. Most of the time by this point of the preseason, you want them to go into the half, cool down, and then come back out and warm up to start the third quarter like you would a regular season game. That's exactly what they wanted to get done. He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Here comes the 49ers punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Back to throw now on first down. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Line of scrimmage back at their own 3 now as they come up 2nd and long. They're going to look to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. Pushing his way through. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well.
Here goes Stroud again.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11.
Well, this one probably not the close game you would expect or hope to see in prime time, CD. But, of course, that wasn't their intent in preparing for this one. They said they felt like their offense was ready to put up some points. And, my goodness, it has been a dominant display in front of a national audience.
Yeah, they thought it, and it certainly came to fruition, didn't it? They've been dominant in so many ways in this one. If you weren't paying attention to this group before, you certainly are now after seeing this type of victory from them.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away.
Stroud will look to throw once more.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 39. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
And that's a gutsy call there on 3rd and short, because that's a play that's got a good chance of being blown up in the backfield for a big loss of yardage. But nice job out wide to gather in that screen pass, use his blockers well, and pick up the first down.
13-yard gain yet again, just like last play.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
They'll throw it with Stroud here, 1st and 10.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
That kind of puts the bow on what has been a complete performance, Charles. They're pitching a shutout on the other side in this offense. They've done their thing well, too.
Yeah, this game has been an all-out effort from them on every snap, and there's a good amount of pride on the line right now.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll set up a throw.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing to the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
Here comes the 49ers punter now. He's been terrific so far.
Oh, the return is Sims.
And bulldozing his way through. And again the footwork. Excellent work on the run back there, 33 yards.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. First and 10, it's Stroud.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
Well, partner, they've used him quite well out of the backfield in this one. And here's another nice example. They set up the screen, and he's able to pick his way downfield for a nice gain there.
Stroud to the air on 1st and 10.
And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Texans as we say so long from Houston.